sharp. Grown-up eyeballs, hot, sharp. Grown-up eyeballs.
Yeah, we made up a song, and it's all about kitchen safety, because that's what we're going to be talking about here on Crunch Time during our kitchen segment. So we've got our helpers, Alyssa and Bronte, and Nick's going to be there to heckle, I suppose. How much do you know about kitchen safety, Nick?
A fair bit, Alice, because I'm pretty conscientious in the kitchen. It's not a place to muck around.
Very true, very true. We've got to be serious. And of course, Alyssa, being in the kitchen a little bit, what are some things that we've got to think about with what we wear in the kitchen?
Well, it's good to wear sleeves and some closed-in shoes.
Absolutely. So you wouldn't be wearing like a strappy spaghetti strap top, but you want to have your sleeves rolled as well so they don't get in the food. What was that about shoes?
Closed-in shoes.
Closed-in shoes, definitely. Yes. And what about hair, Bronte?
Up high, tucked away.
What sort of braid do you reckon you'd do for the kitchen?
2 braids, 1 braid.
I like that. 2 braids, 1 braid. That's wonderful. If you can't braid though, just keep your hair out of the food. Wonderful.
In a shower cap, maybe.
Yeah, some sort of net would be wonderful. Yes, definitely. Now, when it comes to chopping boards or any of those sorts of situations, you want to make sure there's a non-slip mat underneath there. You can see that mat here. So that mat is going to make sure that the board doesn't move. So there we go.
What about other helpers in the kitchen? Like, say, for example, Crunchy. Is he good in the kitchen?
Oh, I don't know about Crunchy. I wouldn't be having your pets in the kitchen because you'll get pet hair everywhere.
Oh,
sorry, Crunchy.
Mr. Crunch. It's time to say goodbye.
This is not your segment. Now, Alyssa, why do you think we want to make sure that our board doesn't slip around?
Because if you're cutting something, maybe it could slip and you could cut yourself.
Very true, exactly. So you want to have a non-slip surface. Now, speaking of cutting, you want to make sure that your knives are nice and sharp. A blunt knife is much more dangerous than a sharp one. And as we always say, hot, sharp, grown-up eyeballs. Make sure if you're using a knife in the kitchen, you've got someone watching you. And the same goes for peelers and graters. And I'm going to get Alyssa and Bronte to demonstrate some very good peeling and grating technique. Starting with some peeling. Would that be appealing to you, Bronte?
Yep.
Hey. All right, so that's for you.
Quick question though, Alice. I mean, I wouldn't have thought carrots and potatoes were that dangerous, are they? Or...
Carrots and potatoes in and of themselves, if you're just eating them, aren't so dangerous. However, when it comes to peeling them and grating them, a lot of people just think, oh, well, it's not a knife, so I don't have to pay attention. It's still a very sharp blade, so you've got to be super careful. So let's start with some peeling. I'm going to show you just a typical peel. When you are peeling a carrot or any sort of regular shape, you peel away from yourself, and that means that the blade goes nowhere near your fingers. See that? Do you want to keep doing that one, Alyssa? There you go. Wonderful. And then over here, Bronte, and there we go. Nick's going to be the grown-up eyeballs watching.
Yes,
and
like a hawk.
do you want to grab the apple for Bronte? Wonderful. And because it's an awkward shape, I'm going to show you. You use your thumb to kind of guide it along. See that? That's great. So keep going with
Great
that one.
stuff, Alice. That's almost done there, I think. You can graduate to carrot number 2.
I like it. I like it. That's my, thank you. That's my afternoon snack. Wonderful. Pop that aside. Keep going with that carrot. And this carrot, we're actually going to grate
sort of
as well.
shape all the time. Using that thumb as a bit of a guide. And just nice and slow.
That is excellent, Nick. You've done that before. And slow is really important. Kitchen safety, if you're not sure of how to do something, ask someone, or at the very least, if you're just practicing, just go slow.
Yeah, that's it.
Slow and steady. Hair in the tortoise situation. That is perfect work, Alyssa. Now we're going to do some grating. You could say it's great. Now we're going to use the biggest blade right there. And as I say, it's a blade. So be really careful. There we go. That way, perfect. And we're watching our fingers, not the food. That's good.
Maybe move that finger back a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. See those grown-up eyeballs? Wonderful. Nick taking his job very seriously.
Oh, you bet.
I like it. Wonderful. You are doing a great job.
I reckon, Bronte, it's your turn to have a go now. See how you go with that too.
Yeah, have a go. Great. And have you done much grating before, Alyssa?
Well, yeah,
Slide this.
partially.
Partially. A bit of help at home?
Yeah, sometimes I grate up coconut to make coconut cake.
Oh, wow. So you grate your own coconut. That's a good skill. Obviously, you can get shredded coconut as well, but if you're grating it yourself, it's nice and fresh, right?
Yeah.
Now, back to hot, sharp, grown-up eyeballs. The other part of that equation is, of course, hot things. If you've got any sort of hot things in the kitchen, you want to make sure that a grown-up is on you. You want to be using heat-proof materials. So obviously, we've got a little heat-proof handler, And what about this one on the bench? Why do you reckon we pop it on a heat-proof surface there, Bronte?
So that the pan doesn't slide or make the table too hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
very
so
good.
your parents don't yell at you for burning the table. Also, another good one.
Also very important. Now, speaking of heat-proof things, what are these bad boys?
Oven gloves and things.
Oven gloves and things, definitely. Do you want to pop those on? There we go. Have a try.
Alice, why are there no finger holes? Have these been designed for ducks, or what's the story there?
They're actually finger puppets, believe it or not. Well, we don't need finger holes because we're not doing any gardening, but these are for taking things in and out of the oven. And again, if you haven't done it before, get a grown-up to help you with that one. That is very important. Now, let's have a look for some other things that we might need to have. Look at this mess that's on the floor. What do you think we need to do if we've got mess on the floor or on the bench for safety purposes, Bronte?
Put it in the bin so it's away.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what happens if you've got carrot slopped around the floor?
You could slip over and things.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that you understand because it's all common sense, really. Kitchen safety is just like any sort of safety. You're thinking about what you're doing and you're being safe. Right, Nick?
Absolutely. What about knives? Because you've got to clear them from the bench after you've used them and clean them straight away, is that right?
Absolutely. So if you're using a knife, the first thing that you need to do once you've used it is wash it and put it away. Leaving a knife in the sink is extremely dangerous. And obviously I take my knife safety very seriously. Now, all of these things, all of these tips are available on the website. And remember, the best way to be a good cook is to be a safe cook. Yes? Yes, put that in the safe.
Absolutely, lock that in the safe. We're going to still be safe. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Let's get safe.
Sharp, grown-up eyeballs.